Dear God, or football gods, whichever one of you is more real and doesn't plan on putting me in hell, please, and I mean please from the bottom of my heart, let Rob Gronkowski be retiring because he's going to take Jason Witten's place on Monday Night Football in the broadcast booth. I could think of nothing I'd love more than seeing this happen. It's like how you improved cake by inventing putting ice cream on it. That's how much this would improve the game of football. Basically the opposite of what I do for the sport. Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon Perna, and today we're paying tribute to the enemy as Gronk announced his retirement this last weekend, and I will answer whether or not he was the best tight end to ever play the game. That's Good Sports.
She wanted me to spike a football between her butt cheeks.
Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also, if you're looking for body grooming tools, don't forget about my sponsor, Manscaped.com. I'm manscaping expert and legend Brandon Perna, and I've been growing body gardens for about 20 years now. And what I've learned is if you want the tree to look bigger, you need to keep the bushes trimmed. To do that, having the right tools is a necessity, and that's why I ditched these dangerous shears long ago and ordered my products from Manscaped.com with the promo code SPORT20. That's a weird sound to make in a forest. Manscaping should be easy and convenient, and with the lawnmower, which is waterproof for easy cleaning, you can keep things smooth, avoiding turning your tree into a prickly cactus. These trimmers are designed to help you achieve the intricacy of trimming a delicate bonsai tree, while also having the power to mow down the bush next to the great redwoods. And even if you don't need your tree to look bigger, whoever you are, keeping a well-kept yard is the manly thing to do. It's also probably mandated by your HOA. So use my promo code SPORT20 and you will get $20 off your first order at manscaped.com. I'm a man. Gronk, an all-time great tight end, but also a terrible safety. If he doesn't get into the Hall of Fame, it's because he was the worst safety the Patriots ever employed during a game against the Dolphins. I mean, just listen to Bill Belichick getting after him for his performance on the field that day.
Hey, look, fellas, you go out there and start dancing around, and you go straight down the field in 5 plays. We ain't dancing until the damn game's over, you understand that? You played a defense for 60 minutes like a championship team's supposed to play, not like about a punks out there.
Rob Gronkowski has retired. Rob Gronkowski has retired. Those words are like music to my ears. Good music too. None of that Karl Malone and the Post shit or Cardio B that people call spin music. I'm talking Michael Jackson music before we knew for sure he was a pedo. Before it was tainted. Now, I have never hated Gronk. Nobody hates Gronk. Just the stupid team he played for and the quarterback he made look better than he really is. And I'm not kidding. Tom Brady's QBR was 16 points higher when Gronk was on the field. So Robert Gronkowski, I have never honored someone's choice more than I honor your choice to leave the Patriots. You should have been a Buffalo Bill. And that includes my parents' choice to birth me. Now that Gronk is gone, the Patriots truly have nothing redeeming about them whatsoever. He was the only spark of fun or levity in that entire organization, like a big dog with floppy ears running around a graveyard or a sweatshop. The kind of sweatshop that custom makes all of Bill Belichick's wardrobe.
You understand that?
Now, Gronk's gonna finish his career with 521 receptions, 7,861 yards, 79 touchdowns, and an amount of Super Bowl rings that not even he can explain.
I only had 1, but now I have 3. I'll tell you how.
Tell us how, Gronk.
Oh, are we live right now?
Yeah, we're live.
All right. So my friends and I, we were chilling, and I only played half the season the year we got number 2. So we were hanging out, and we all decided I have 1.5 rings because I only played half that season. The time we won it the second time.
And they said that rounds down for some reason to 1. And they said if I get 2 rings, that means I get another ring, I'll have 2.5, and that rounds up to 3, baby. So
There you go.
I got 3 rings now, baby.
There you
Woo!
go.
I mean, I've never.
Only Gronk could make counting to 3 complicated. That's why we loved him. Even me, whose love was covered with about 87 layers of thick candy fucking hate. The last catch Gronk will ever have made on the field was, of course, this.
You go.
I got 3 rings now, baby.
There you
Woo!
go.
I mean, I've never.
Last catch. Sorry, I meant last crack. Gronk may not have been a good rapper.
Truth is, I'm not good at math on the whole. What gets more viewers, the CW or Super Bowl? Oh, no, I'm so good at football and important to the game. I won the last Super Bowl and didn't even play.
But at least I'm pretty sure he has yet to pay for sex like his boss. And he never killed anyone like other Patriots tight ends. And he definitely doesn't have any kids to embarrass on a self-produced documentary where he consciously chooses to turn his son into a meme by forcing him to kiss him on the mouth. That's what truly made Gronk special. He doesn't kiss children. His brain worked on a level that made him impervious to the washing that New England has done to all others who come through the door. Is Rob Gronkowski the greatest tight end to ever play the game? He was the most dominant during his era, that's for sure. He's the only goofball Bill Belichick didn't cut, and he's a Hall of Famer without question. But personally, I'd like to say he's equally as good as guys like Shannon Sharpe, Tony Gonzalez, and Antonio Gates. Each guy was a bit different, and Gronk is retiring because his body is falling apart. Nobody really gives Peyton Manning his due credit for returning from 400 neck surgeries after being dead for a week in Norway, and then winning another Super Bowl and breaking the all-time touchdown record. So why should I do the same for Gronk and say he was better than those other players even though his career is ending shorter? Is it because I am a biased little man bitch? Sure, but also because the longevity of those other 3 tight ends is extremely impressive to me. The only reason I bring it up is because as soon as he retired, all I read on Twitter was how he was the best tight end to ever play the game ever. Which really and truly means he's the best tight end we remember most right now because, like, he just totally played. Here's what's so annoying about sports talk. It's that to grab people's attention, you have to throw around the term GOAT for something that will never be conclusive. Like the Kansas City Chiefs are the GOATs at losing their best skill position players to off-field violence and domestic violence issues. There's no way we can measure that. People probably assume if I say Gronk's not the greatest of all time, it's because I hate the Patriots. And that's not true. It's because I hate myself. But also because I respect the goddamn game of football too much. That I wouldn't defile its legacy and discredit the history of all tight ends by saying one man was far and away better than all others when he clearly wasn't. If Gronk had a better body, like Shannon Sharpe or Tony Gonzalez, maybe he could have walked away with that title like Jerry Rice. But he didn't. So therefore, I believe he's equal to those guys who were also impressive on the field and played much longer. Gonzalez played 17 seasons, finished with 111 touchdowns, and caught 83 balls and 8 touchdowns in his final season as an old man. Gronk only caught more than 80 passes twice in his career. Kellen Winslow was revolutionizing the position back in the 80s for these guys. You gotta think about all of the tight ends. That's all I'm saying. Nobody can touch Gronk's 15.1 career average in yards per reception. That's insane. Sharpe and Gates were at 12.3 and 12.4. And again, Winslow in the 80s with the freaking Chargers had 12.5 yards per reception, which I would say is just as impressive for that era. The point is, all these guys were great. Some did some things better than others on the field. I feel like we forget how impressive these other players were throughout their careers. Gronk benefited from playing in New England's offense, but like Sharpe and Gonzalez, I know he would have been dominant anywhere he played. You could even argue that he may have had better stats had he played somewhere else. To me, coupled with his ability and willingness to block, that was one of the most impressive things I take away from watching Gronk play. Imagine how many balls he would have caught playing for a shittier coach who didn't use him as a decoy as frequently as McDaniels and Belichick. Imagine if he was healthy playing with, say, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes right now. Travis Kelce was targeted 150 times last season. Gronk was never targeted 150 times in any season with the Patriots. Gronk never had a 100-catch season because of the offense he played in. If he played with, say, Matthew Stafford in Detroit when all they did was throw, he would have gotten roughly 300 targets every year and been the first player to ever catch 200 passes in a season. Maybe. Or hell, with Ben Roethlisberger in Pittsburgh, places where teams play shittier football could have benefited Gronk statistically, as would have a good chiropractor. 2011, Rob Gronkowski had his most prolific season. 90 catches on 124 targets, 1,327 yards, most ever by a tight end, until Travis Kelce and George Kittle both broke that record this last season. And he had 17 touchdowns, most ever by a tight end. What's more impressive, Gronk's 17 touchdown season or George Kittle setting the single-season tight end receiving record of 1,377 yards with a QB combo of Jimmy Garoppolo, CJ Beathard, and Nick Mullins? There's no way to distinguish. If Kittle stays healthy and Garoppolo is actually good, will people be saying he's the best to ever play tight end in 11, 12, 13 years or whenever he retires? Probably. His 1,377 receiving yards with 20 plays over 20 yards is a thing of beauty, just like a shirtless Gronk. Kittle also accomplished the feat catching 15 less passes than Travis Kelce and 28 less than the league leader Zach Ertz this last season. Frat boy Gronk's departure really opens the door for redneck Kittle to be the most dominant tight end in the game. That's one of the best things about the NFL. Every time one of the best players we've ever seen retires, there's another guy already hunting down their stats and hunting down that title. The bottle is always full in the NFL, and we like to drink it. The reason Gronkers will die on the Gronk Goat Mountain is, well, besides the fact they're delusional Patriots fans, is because for most of his career, he was the offensive skill player every defensive coordinator worried about when game planning against the Patriots. I think that's the one edge he has over the other tight ends. Outside of a young Antonio Gates, Gronk, for most of his career, was the '1 receiving threat on the Pats offense. Part of that was because game planning for the Patriots was already a nightmare, and the other part of that was because of his 6'7" build and surprising quickness. He was nearly impossible to cover, unless of course it was TJ Ward blowing out his knee, or Darian Stewart or Earl Thomas hitting him so hard he actually remembered what day it was.
Or I got 69 touchdowns, if you know what I mean. Only you know what I mean, baby.
Congratulations though, Robert Gronk. Thank you for giving me one less Patriots thing to fear this year.
Screw it. Last game of the year, I'm throwing some haymakers. I haven't read a book since 9th grade when they made me, like, you know, you don't raise your hand, but they call on you. A mocking to remember or whatever. Mockingbird to remember. Right. Yeah.
Also, if you ever want to try and convince me as to why I shouldn't hate Tom Brady, my door here at That's Good Sports is always open. Really good career though, really good. Not the best ever, but pretty damn good. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. Do you know how hard it was for me to say all those nice things about a Patriot just now? That alone doesn't earn a subscription. I don't know what will. I don't know what I could do to be more convincing of my dedication to honest, shitty football jokes and analysis.